This is the Crooked River Cast. We are Rob and Tom, two guys trying to keep track of what is going on in the great state of Ohio. This is show 58 for the week of April 27, 2026. Another week has gone by. Let's do it! In the morning.
In the morning, Rob.
How's Tom on this fine Saturday morning?
I am doing very well, sir.
I am doing better than last week.
Excellent.
I have pants on.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Definitely better than last week. So apologize for all the complaints we got from the visuals that I gave. Apologize. I do have them on today.
Well, that's good news.
But we got to get to it because I got the cable guy coming. Technically not the cable guy. Fiber guy.
The fiber guy.
Yeah. Getting some new fiber internet, I think.
Oh, very cool. AT&T?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they came. They are persistent. They must pay these people very well to go door to door because they've come so many times. And I'd keep watching out for the fiber coming because it's pretty quick and you could always use faster internet, especially upload speed. So they've come like 4 or 5 times, but I haven't been able to answer the door or I haven't been home. So finally I did. I was like, well, I'll give him 5 minutes. So they went through the whole spiel. I said, all right, guys, what's the bottom line? I'm an AT&T customer already. We have their cell phone stuff. So I said, what's the bottom line? What are we talking about here? So with my bundle and the introductory offer, can you guess what my internet would be? 1 gig up and 1 gig down. Fiber. Take a guess. You'll never guess.
What do you got? You got your phones through there?
Yeah, we got a bundle package plus the introductory because they just put fiber in the area. How low you think they go?
I have zero clue, man.
Take a guess.
I don't know. With the phones?
Yeah.
And with the television?
No television, just phones.
Just phones.
Phones and internet.
Internet. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna say $75.
No. Wait,
okay.
This deserves definitely one of these.
Oh, nice.
No. $17 a month.
What? Really? That's crazy.
That's what
with
I said.
The phones?
Well, the internet would be 17.
Oh, okay.
Just
all
the
right.
internet. I said, sorry, guys.
Well, I was counting the phones.
Oh, no, I meant just the internet.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, no, I got 4 phone lines, Tom. No. 1, 2,
well, that's why I'm not on AT&T.
5. What do you mean that's why you're not on AT&T?
I'm not on, that's why I don't use them. I use Visible. It's $25 a phone.
Yeah. And I've got 5 phone lines. What, 5?
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 phone lines.
It would be $125.
Yeah. No, it's not $125. Not for me.
How much?
I prefer, we pay, it's like $40 online.
Yeah.
I prefer the real internet, real cell phones, Tom. Not this, secondary thing that you guys are on.
I don't have any issues with it.
No, most of ours are $30 online.
Well, that's not bad.
But they do slow you down if they, just like the Visible kind of thing. But I've never run into that.
I've never been slowed down, so I don't know.
Yeah, that you know of. But I have.
Okay.
I've been at stadiums and stuff like that where they're like, yeah, sorry, there's no self-service for you. And I get reimbursed anyway, so it's all good. $17 a month. They $70 is what $80 is a gig up and gig down, but with all the bundles introductory, they want $17 a month. I was like,
that's good. What does it go up to? After, what is it, a year?
They said it's for as long as I keep it.
For $17 a month?
For internet, yep. Right now I pay $70 with Cox.
Yeah, I pay $100.
Yeah. So I was like, like, you want to sign up? And I'm like, well, that sounds really good. They're like, yeah. I go, but it sounds too good to be true, guys. So I'm going to have to get back to you on that. I said, send me an email. Send me a quote. So they did, and I did some checking on. Plus, I'm kind of particular about my network, so I got to make sure I don't have to use their router kind of thing because I don't want to use their crap routers stuff.
Yeah.
So, which I don't, so that's good. So yeah, they should be here sometime today. But
cool.
Checking it out. So I was like, no way, $17. We'll see. I mean, I'll get my bill. We'll see what it comes out as, but I'm still kind of
$83 in taxes.
Yeah, there's taxes and fees. It's got to be taxes and fees. Guarantee it. $93. Well, I'm not going to cancel my cable right now. I'm going to let it sit for a month or so and see how it works. It is new in the area, fiber. So
yeah, it should be good though.
Get the bugs out. Yeah. Anyway, that's the exciting stuff going on today at the household. It's going to geek out on 1 gigabit up. We'll see how fast I can upload the shows to you now. Instant. But we have had some issues on the show. A little bit of, especially upload issues. You know, at one point we had to stop the show and it reboot everything. So it's kind of what started this whole.
Yeah. Was that the internet, or you think?
I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
it's never consistent enough for me to like diagnose it or even call. Like, I know when I call them, like, no, your internet is fine.
Sometimes
How do you know from India?
Ping rates and stuff like that.
Yeah. Good.
Well, I had, my internet was always pretty rock solid, but I always had issues, and it was just because of the ping or just the router just wasn't up to date enough, and the ping rates were too slow. I don't know enough about that stuff, but just because you have a solid connection doesn't mean it's always working good.
Speed's only one part of it.
Yeah.
And I think what happens with cable, because I've had this happen with my house and actually your parents' house. You come home one day and they got a note on your door, we've cut your cable, call us. Because something goes on. So for our example, the line that they had buried from the pole to the house was decaying enough that it was getting line noise to all, and it was shutting down. It was affecting other people's internet.
Yeah, yeah.
So you do have that, which I don't think fiber is. So we'll see. We'll get to compare. See how. I mean, it's going to make the show way better.
It already has.
It already has. Look at that. 5 minutes of talking about internet. Anywho, let's get on to the stories here today. I think. As everybody's talking about, most of the news is talking about Iran and the Strait, and it's open, and we're taking boats, and then we're shooting tankers, and then Iran's taking, and there's Iran's mining, and blah, blah, blah. Too much to even know what the heck is going on there. But while all that was happening, we had some news come out that kind of, I feel like it slept under the radar, but maybe not for some people.
If you're on X, this did not slip under the radar.
Yes. So I guess the story is the DOJ came out with an announcement about the SPLC, which is the Southern Poverty Law Center in Alabama, a group that I've been watching for years, since I can remember, spew nonsense and absolute BS to the American people. They have announced an indictment. But I figured let's remind people. We got a couple clips here. I'm going to spend a little bit on this. I think this is pretty important because when we see a lot of these protests, especially with No Kings and all that stuff, almost guaranteed Southern Poverty Law Center has something to do with some of them, if not a major donor in this. But what we've also found out is they're spending money. They're sending money to other places. But first, let's hear from John Stossel. So we had a couple clips here from John Stossel. This is a 2 or 3 year old video that he put out about the Southern Poverty Law Center. And he kind of goes through what they are and kind of their background a little bit. So let's see what we can come up with. So listen to John Stossel here. This is SPLC.
There are dangerous hate groups in America.
Dangerous.
Who will warn us about them? The media tell us.
The Southern Poverty Law Center. The Southern Poverty Law Center.
The Southern Poverty Law Center, based in that building in Alabama, calls itself the premier group monitoring hate groups and other extremists. Looking at their map of hate groups, you'd think hate groups were everywhere. I once believed what the center said. Well-meaning people still do. Apple gave them $1 million. But what donors don't know is that today the center smears good people.
The presence of radical Islam.
This Somalian woman speaks out against radical Islam. For that, the center put her on its list.
Hater.
Join the fight against hate and bigotry.
Visit splcenter.org.
I do think that we have a problem with hate in this country.
We put about 10 of these major hate groups out of business.
When I first investigated the center, its leaders wouldn't talk to me. So liberal commentator Nomiki Kuntz defended them.
They have a history, a long history of fighting against extremists like the KKK.
History, yes, but they labeled skeptical Muslims like Ayaan Hirsi Ali as haters.
If you have a horrible experience with religion, that's one thing. It's another thing to use those experiences as ammunition against others who are practicing their religion peacefully.
But they're just speaking, criticizing it.
Of course she has the right to free speech, as does the Southern Poverty Law Center has a right to push back.
Free speech.
We can stand together against hate.
Free speech, Tom. It's all about free speech. Freeze the peach. Who is Ayaan Hirsi Ali? You ever heard of her?
No.
I have. I've seen her on clips. Taken, there's a Somali woman takes down college student or something like that. It's one of those kind of deals. So she'll do speaking gigs and people come up and give questions. Kind of similar to like what's that name? Shapiro's company does. And so here is, I did a little, where did I put my notes here? Here we go. Who is, she is, so Ayaan Hirsi Ali. I'm sure I fumbled that.
Bless you.
What's that?
Nothing.
Is a Somalian-born activist, okay, author of and former Dutch politician known for her sharp criticism of Islam. This is according to Google, and advocacy for women's rights. So this woman in this clip says, "Well, yeah, I mean, when you've had a not a good experience, or she says horrible or a bad experience with religion, yeah, if you have a right to speak out about it." So what's her bad experience with the Muslim religion? Well, first, after fleeing a forced marriage in the Netherlands in 1992, she became a parliamentarian, partnered on the controversial film Submission, and now works as a fellow in the United States Advocacy Against Islamic Extremism. Background: she was born in Somalia in 1969. She underwent female genitalia mutilation at age 5. Yeah. A little bit more than just a horrible experience. They mutilated her for religious reasons.
Yeah, but don't they do that there?
Yes, but that's not, she's like, well, when you have a bad experience with religion, yes, a bad experience, like someone maybe they spanked you a little too hard, but no, they literally mutilated her genitalia. That's what Muslims do. That's the Muslim religion, right? That's the extremists, I should say.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think she has every right to criticize the Muslim religion. I really do. And then it's just free speech. The Southern Poverty Law Center has every right to call her a hater. All right. Well, let's keep going, I guess. What it's not, it's just a list, right? I mean, they put this list out and they just tell people, well, we're just making a list and that's really all. We just want to let people know, that these people are haters. Well, what happens when you get put on this list? Let's see a few examples.
The center also calls the Family Research Council a hate group.
Oh, these bastards.
The definition of a marriage is what it's been for 5,000 years. It's the union of a man and a woman.
I often disagree with the council myself, but do they belong on this hate map?
When they don't agree with you politically, they're going to list you as a hater.
You are haters. You hate gays.
No, I don't hate gay people.
But once you become a hate group, you're a target.
Developing now, word of a shooting at the Family Research Council there in Washington.
One man was so enraged by what the Southern Poverty Law Center said about the Family Research Council, he went to their headquarters to kill people.
A man shot a security guard in the arm.
Fortunately, that guard stopped the man before he could shoot anyone else.
He told the judge that he was there to kill as many of us as possible because we were a hate group.
The center also smears the Ruth Institute.
Okay, so I mean, that's just a crazy guy, right? I mean, can't really blame Southern Poverty Law Center for a crazy guy going and shooting up the place or going to kill a bunch of people because they're a hate group. I mean, I'm sure that's just some crazy guy.
A Christian group that believes gays should not have an equal right to adopt children. They're not haters.
I like gay people. I have no problem with gay people. That's not the issue. The issue is, what are we doing with kids and the definition of who counts as a parent? There could be cases where the best person for a particular child would be their Uncle Harry and his boyfriend. That could be. But we owe it to the children to give them the best we can, which generally is a married mother and father.
So you're a hater.
Pure evil.
When the Southern Poverty Law Center put the Ruth Institute on its hate map, the Institute's bank cut them off.
We've determined that you're an organization that promotes hate, violence, harassment, and so therefore we're not doing business with you.
The Ruth Institute and the Family Research Council are still on the hate list.
There's no appeal, and I sure don't know how you get off.
So it's not just a list. It's not just crazy people. It's an instruction manual for activist companies and people.
Yeah. What else they did too was they were on a panel or on the board of YouTube, and they just were deleting channels at the request of Southern Poverty Law Center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And some other things we might find out soon enough, but we'll get to that in a second. Let's listen to one last thing. What about, what are we talking about? Let's follow the money. Show me the money. I mean, it can't be that bad, right? I mean, it's just the SPLC. We'll see what this last one from John Stossel here.
I suspect the center keeps its hate list long because that brings in lots of money.
Morris Dees' salary is more than my entire annual budget.
President.
So yeah, whatever they're doing, it pays.
It sure does. Years ago, Harper's Magazine reported that the center was the richest civil rights group in America, one that spends most of its time and money trying to make more money. They promised to stop fundraising once their endowment reached $55 million. But when they reached $55 million, they changed that to $100 million, saying that would allow them to cease costly fundraising. But when they reached $100 million, they didn't stop. They collected $200 million, then $400 million. Now they've got $730 million. Yet they still smear people to raise more money.
Much of which is in offshore accounts, Caymans and places like that.
How do you know?
Oh, we look at their 990s.
And it says Cayman Islands?
Yeah.
Now the Southern Poverty Law Center calls groups that simply oppose sexually explicit content in schools anti-government extremists. Moms for Liberty and Moms for America are on the hate map because they dare do things like seek school board seats to try to stop districts from disregarding opinions of parents. Give me a break. The center puts them on the hate map, but not Antifa, the hate group that beats up people on the right.
Well, yeah. $750 million. I bet you now it's close to $1 billion. After a few years. This is a couple years old, this report.
For sure.
So what did the DOJ do? Well, they acquired a grand jury indictment of the group, and now they're under investigation. I think that's how it goes. Let's listen to a little bit from, this is Asmund Gold. And one of the reasons I picked this is it's already cut up for me, so I don't have to go through the 30-minute press conference and cut the good parts out. He already did it. So here, let's hear a little bit from the press conference, a little bit from this guy, and what the DOJ found and what they're going to do.
Good afternoon. Today, a few minutes ago, in the Middle District of Alabama, a grand jury returned an 11-count indictment charging the Southern Poverty Law Center with 6 counts of wire fraud, 4 counts of bank fraud, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering. The SPLC is a nonprofit entity that purports to fight white supremacy and racial hatred by reporting on extremist groups with the goal of dismantling these groups. As the indictment describes, the SPLC was not dismantling these groups. It was instead manufacturing the extremism it purports to oppose.
There it is.
By paying sources to stoke racial hatred.
Isn't it crazy that we found out that the whole trans thing was being pushed by Jeffrey Epstein, and now we're finding out that all of the racial animosity was being pushed by these organizations?
I just want to make sure I understand. You're alleging that the Southern Poverty Law Center was paying the leaders of KKK and other groups to continue their operation?
I'm not alleging it. The grand jury returned an indictment that says that. And so what?
It's a grand jury. Oh, my God. Oh, here we go. Which other... Oh, bro. Oh, they are locked in. It's Mark Andreessen, Elon Musk. Which other prominent NGOs are doing this? Exactly.
They use their donor network to raise money to purportedly dismantle violent extremist group. The Southern Poverty Law Center used the money from their donor network to actually pay the leadership of these very groups.
Wow.
I just want to say that again. They used the fraudulently raised money by lying to their donor network, thousands of Americans, to go ahead and actually pay the leadership of these supposed violent extremist groups.
All right, hold on, pause it for 1 second. We got 30 seconds left. So now the defense of this by, CNN and MS Now and Southern Poverty Law Center is they were just paying informants secretly. Paying informants. Oh. But I didn't know, I didn't know that's an informant. I didn't know I thought like a law enforcement agency had to call them informants. I didn't know you can literally call them. So they were just paying them. But how, but why would they, they were kind of, well, this will explain here. They were hiding it, paying them. How would they do that? Well, that's the money laundering, I think. Here we go.
Groups. Our investigation revealed that funds were used to facilitate the commission of further state and federal offenses.
So that's also really important because the whole idea of they're just paying informants. No.
They attempted to hide their criminal activity.
Why would they do that? If they were just paying informants, why would they hide the activity?
They set up shell companies and entities around America.
Who does this?
So that the financial institutions that we rely on as everyday Americans were deceived in believing that money was not coming from the Southern Poverty Law Center in the perpetration of this scheme and fraud. This is a serious and egregious violation of a group that purported to dismantle violent extremist groups, but in turn actually only fueled the hatred.
I will not be thankful until those people are in a jail cell. Not on trial, not arrested. I want them in a jail cell. Oh, here we go. Alex Jones. No. Charlottesville was a false flag run by SPLC operatives who hired actors to pose as Nazis. How? Who is he? Who is this guy? How does he know this? This is what the
Alex Jones was right again.
That jar of everything.
Oh yeah, Tim Pool's got the Alex Jones is right tip jar.
Yeah.
I think it should be overflowing at this point.
Yeah.
So last update I heard last night was the DOJ is asking the Southern Poverty Law Center for all communications with the Biden DOJ. Uh-oh. Now we're going to really see some stuff. And I think like he brought up, like Asmund was he's looking on Twitter and who else? This to me, this goes back to USAID.
Definitely.
It's the same kind of thing, just local. It's just in our country instead of in the foreign land. But the question still stands. Will anyone go to jail? I'm skeptical at best. I mean,
well, okay,
I really hope so, but
like a grand jury says, a grand jury isn't really much. I mean, what you don't need a majority. You need a majority, but it's not like an overwhelming majority to go ahead with the case, right?
Well, yeah, grand jury is significant because you have a board of 5 or 10 people. I can't remember what a grand jury is. I imagine it's different. But they've looked at the evidence that the prosecutors have, and they've said it's almost like a pre-trial.
Well, they said there's enough to go ahead,
right?
But it's not they're not saying they're guilty either. So now we have a trial. Let's see what they actually have, or I'd imagine discovery first, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's innocent until proven guilty. Obviously, if
they're guilty.
If you're hiding, if you've got, you're making up organizations just so you can give them money so they can give it to the KKK or whoever else. I think you've got issues. If you're just paying informants, you don't need to hide it. And
if there's no KKK, how can they raise money?
Right. Exactly. It's the same thing. NAACP. Hello. without racism, the NAACP goes away and a whole bunch of people lose their jobs, like, I don't know, Jesse Jackson.
So many things work like that, right?
Yeah. I mean,
if there's no homeless, I don't have a job trying to help the homeless. So
if there's no drug problem, we don't have a war on drugs.
Right.
Yeah, I can go on. But we won't. So there's that. Hopefully this will go. We'll keep looking at it and see what happens. But I'm hoping this takes the whole thing down, because I can't wait to see the discovery on this. Just can't wait to see who they're paying and who is paying them, because I'm hearing. I forget what podcast I was listening to, and they mentioned that they thought in some of these documents that some people on Tim Pool, they're saying, gave him $1 million.
Pardon me? What was that?
Yeah, Tim Pool gave him $1 million. Gave
who?
Southern Poverty Law Center.
Gave them $1 million? Who's saying that?
This was what's the Andrew Bat Davis guy? No, I didn't look into it. He was going off of a list and he spewed it out. I was like, Tim Pool gave him $1 million? What? So I want to look into that. But what's starting to come out is, they may be tied in with some of these grifters on the right too. Not saying that's Tim Pool.
Well, it's kind of odd if you think about it. Candace Owens stopped broadcasting and left town.
She went to France. I mean,
yeah,
Spain or something.
Italy.
Oh, that's right.
Nick Fuentes also went to Italy.
Wait, also, you got
to do. And Ian Carroll also.
Ian Carroll is. I can't.
Yeah, he has a pretty. He's like a. I don't know enough about him. He spews really. He's like a supposedly on the right, but hates Trump.
Oh, yeah.
But it's definitely like grifting type of stuff. It's not legit. I don't know how anybody follows the guy.
Yeah. So interesting. I do like it. Again, this is what I voted for. So please continue to do this, because this is a bane to our country's existence, in my opinion. These kind of groups, they need to be called out. Hey, you can do whatever group you want, but let's be transparent, and I don't know. Let's have the government take a look at you, because I know when I was doing Tea Party stuff years ago, while we tried to get a 501c3. Oh yeah, that was fun. That was fun under the Obama administration. That was fun.
So Joe Biden's entire campaign, or his run, started on a lie.
Yep.
The very fine people.
Yep.
Lie, and which the SPLC basically funded. Brought the extremists there, right?
Supposedly, according to Alex Jones, hired actors.
Yeah.
And a little bit more evidence to that is the following year, if you recall, the following year, like 4 people showed up for the anniversary. Which you could take either way, but I'm looking at it like, hey, if I was a Nazi racist KKK member, and this just happened, wouldn't you think you'd show up in a bigger force the next year or something like that? But could be wrong.
Yeah, it was a ton of BS there.
Yeah, and then the following year nobody shows up. It's like, yeah, okay. And so
People still believe that. You know that?
Yes, I do.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
very fine people.
It is so easily found out that it's wrong, that it was secretly, it was conveniently edited by the media.
Yeah, that was the media pushing that, right?
I'm not talking about the white supremacists. I wish I could do a Trump, but I can't. So that was that. That was the big news coming out of at least that I came up with. I was tossed between this and Alien Omar is what I like to call her now. Alien Omar. She's all of a sudden not worth as much money as she thought. But maybe we'll talk about that next week. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Next on the list is, we didn't talk about this candidate last week because we were talking about Amy and
we talked
Casey.
about her already, though.
Yeah, we talked about her when she first announced.
Yeah.
This is Heather Hill.
Right.
She's running for governor in Ohio, and she was former school board member, and she's got some issues. She's got some issues. So her and her lieutenant governor, candidate for lieutenant governor, Stuart Moats, have had a falling out of some major proportions here, and a public one at best, or at that. And so according to Heather Hill, Moats and her lieutenant governor candidate on Saturday announced that she would be replacing Moats as her running mate after irreconcilable differences. I think there might be a little bit more than that. So let's get in a little bit more. So apparently, she's alleging Moats used a racial slur to describe Hill.
Of course.
Moats denied all the allegations. Now, as I searched through this Fox 8 article, guess what I don't see? She did not say what he said. Like, what racial slur did he use? Can we be the judge of what she said and how you're taking it and all that stuff? Okay, so that's to me like, maybe not. Maybe just a bit too sensitive. Also claiming that Moats is making people look uncomfortable. And Moats claimed that, Hill claimed that he was making female campaign staff uncomfortable. Moats argued that what he was doing, a lot of what he was doing to help fundraise would have been done by a campaign manager. So he was kind of complaining about it. I think sounds like that's what started it. Maybe she doesn't have a campaign manager. She's putting a lot of that stuff on the lieutenant governor.
Well, yeah, because they got no money.
Yes, that's probably a big part of it. But yeah, and so I guess they got into a texting fight, and Moats threatened to block her because she lies. Moats called Hill on social media. Moats called Hill a deranged lunatic narcissist.
She is running for governor.
Yeah.
I would say most
people could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Who tried to defame him. Moats claimed there were 2 photo shoots and said he would never have pulled her close because she is quote unquote physically disgusting.
Well, he brought that up because she said he was pulling her in too close and made her feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Said that a couple of staff members had told him to stop doing that. And he's like, no, I never did that. Were you crazy? And I kind of thought, well, I don't know. She's big lady.
Large.
She's a big lady.
Yeah.
She's voluptuous in every way.
Well, yeah, if she's round.
Moats said Hill has no integrity and claimed all of her comments about him were lies. So the problem here is, according to Ohio law, if your lieutenant governor dies or withdraws, then you can replace him. But if you kick him out, like if you guys, like in this situation, they're saying there's nothing you can do. Like he's not withdrawing, you're removing him. So there's kind of an influx. Not that I don't think this really matters other than it's something to talk about. But so she's kind of out, basically. She's out. School board member, let's keep that in mind for the following stories we have coming up later. School board member. Talked about school board members, in the SBLC kind of thing. Get back to that. But yeah, so she's got problems, and basically her campaign is done. So I guess they're going to continue with her on the ballot with Moats, and if she wins, she's going to replace him with somebody else. That's what she says. I mean, no harm, no foul, because I don't think you were going anywhere anyway. But like you said with Casey,
get a percent.
No. Like you were saying with Casey, maybe you were on the school board. Okay, now move up to like city council or something like that and start popping your way up and get some of this crap out of your way, before you get to the limelight.
The way I see it, anybody who's running for that type of position is a narcissist. Always. You have to think highly of yourself to be able to go, to do that. Yeah. I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing. I'm just...
No. It can be if you go too far with it, but you got to have a lot of confidence and think highly of yourself. You have to put yourself out there in front like that. Yeah, totally. That makes sense. But hey, I mean, I guess you got to vet your lieutenant governors a little bit better.
Oh, I'm still not. I don't know who to believe here.
I don't like the fact that she's claiming racial slurs, but yet doesn't want to tell us what he said or give us proof of what he said. You know,
it's
stuff.
just,
that right now,
calling the black card or calling out, playing the black card.
Yeah, the race card, totally. That's kind of what disappointed me on this. I was hoping that
she seemed different at first, right?
As a so-called conservative, she may want to pull the race card, unless you can show me like, hey, he called you X, Y, and Z, and then we can go, oh, well, okay, maybe. But since you won't tell us, I guess I'm not going to worry about it. All right, moving on. We've got an update here from our friends at Abolish propertytaxes.org. Seems as though they come out with an announcement last week, kind of giving an update on the grassroots campaign to abolish property taxes in Ohio. It's according to Channel 5 News Channel 5, is gaining momentum, but supporters don't have enough signatures yet to put the question before voters in November. So the update is, so far, volunteers have collected 305,000 signatures, putting them almost halfway to their goal of 620,000 signatures by the end of June.
Yeah, they need, what is it, like 415,000?
Yeah, just under 415.
But you want to have at least 100,000, because a lot of those signatures aren't going to count.
Yeah, they'll get tossed out for whatever reason. There's usually a certain percentage that does. Yeah. So they're looking for 620 or thereabouts.
Yeah. Is that okay? I didn't hear that. Yeah. I thought, okay, that's well. Go sign the
petition. I don't know. They've gone this far and got 300,000. Are they going to get another 300,000 in 2 months?
Well, they have to gain momentum. It's not like you're going to get everything real quick. So my biggest question is, which I don't know, is if, let's say they don't get enough or they can't get it on the ballot, do these signatures count for 2027 to get it on that ballot?
Good question. If I remember correctly, I don't know if there was a time limit, but maybe there is. I thought they had up until the November election to get it on, but I could be wrong. I don't, it doesn't say, to get their proposal constitutionally amended on the November ballot, the group must submit more than 413,000 valid signatures to the state election officials by July 1st. This is for that. So yeah, that's, then they'll need to gather hundreds of thousands of extras through since many signatures, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I see. They might not turn it in.
Yep.
But keep all the signatures, the petitions for 2027.
There we go.
Okay, so if they turn it in, then they don't count next year. So
right, you got to start all over again. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So they can still continue to go. We can go into the 2027 primary, or I don't know. Do we have a primary in 27? I don't know.
There's always a primary.
Always a primary. Yeah. Duh. Yeah. Usually, unfortunately, it won't be. It'd be in between off your election, which is not the greatest if you're looking for people to show up. So that's I know
true.
Probably why they're trying for the November ballot, because it's the gubernatorial election. We'll get most people out to vote. You have your best chance of winning. So
that is true.
Yeah. Get out and sign it. Find out where to sign. I mean, there's probably people 5 minutes from your house. You can call them up, get an appointment, run over, take 5 seconds on their front porch, sign it, and go. And it has to be somebody from your county, or it doesn't have to be somebody from your county. You have to make sure you sign the right form that's for your county. That's the thing. Anybody can sign it anywhere as long as you sign the right form. Each county has its own form, I guess. You have to separate them. But so keep it. Go out and sign it. Go out and sign it. They need the help.
Keep talking.
And I think
because I'm gonna. Okay, you got to look for AXOHTAX.com. So you can go on there and try to find a close location to yourself. We'll put the link on the website.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes. It'll be on the website. I think the quote I saw, I don't know, part of me sees so I watched a little bit of their live announcement of their signatures and an update announcement on YouTube, on their YouTube channel. It's very cringe. It was very cringe.
Why? What was cringe about it?
They're in somebody's house in, I can't remember where in Ohio, who has a replica of the Oval Office.
Oh.
So there's Massey at the there's Massey at the desk. There's everybody around him, and the cringe part was a little bit of it. The lighting was horrible. I don't know if you could.
Yeah, this is a ground roots effort.
I know, but if you look at the people surrounding him, they need to get somebody in there that knows how to produce things. And if you go on their site, don't look at if you listen to the News Channel 5 article that we have in the show notes, there's a clip in there that they show some of the video, but that's with News Channel 5's audio. If you look at from their actual website, it's horrible. It's it's so overmodulated and distorted, and it's like, I just think presentation.
Well, I'll be honest, I'm disappointed because we contacted them early on to try to get somebody on the show just to
say, hey,
help promote this, and nobody ever got back to us. So
I mean, just let us know what we can do to help in any way, more promotion and stuff like that or whatever. And I never even got an email back. I would assume they never saw my email.
Yeah.
But I mean, is anyone watching the email? I don't know. So that's kind of,
again, I'm going to their website right now, and it Safari says can't open the page.
xthetax.org?
.com.
Oh, is it .com? Well, that's not good.
Yeah. Same with you?
Well, AXETHETAX.com?
No, AXOH.
Oh, AXOH.
TAX.
I should probably listen to when you speak. Yeah, can't open Safari. Huh.
Yeah. So that's not cool.
No.
Get your ish together.
Yep, still can't.
Well, we're still going to put the link on the website and see what happens. Find a location.
Okay, so AX, I go on Google. Yep.
Yeah.
I search for it on Google, and the first link is the website, and it doesn't work.
Right.
Prime example of is the problem here. Too many boomers in there. Come on, get some. I mean, talking about you get somebody like in their 40s, it'd be fine. 50s. Yeah, somebody in there that can
early
do a little
50s.
internet.
I feel like I'm on the edge of at 55. I'm kind of like most of the people I know my age are pretty much internet illiterate.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
And
I see that at work a lot.
And but people, even 5 years younger are way more capable. Seems like it, at least.
And, and a good example of how to do it could be, we'll see, but up till now I can see this, the Conserve Ohio movement would be our next story. So we kind of mentioned this a little bit a few weeks ago about the data centers. This is conserveohio.com is the website. We'll have the link in the show notes. And you pull up, I think, a X post from Conserve Ohio. Their website is awesome. I mean, you go on and it's very plain. Big sign that says Conserve Ohio, big, graphic of Ohio, Conserve Ohio in it. Our mission, proposed amendment in the news, where to locate and stuff like that. So if you click on our mission, it states pretty plainly what they want to do. We're circulating a petition to allow Ohioans to vote directly on the future of large-scale data centers in the state. Learn more about our position below. And it goes on. They say this petition seeks to amend the Ohio Constitution in order to ban the construction of data centers that consume over 25 megawatts of energy per month. 25 megawatts is the threshold between a manageable, community-friendly facility and an industrial-scale center that can use as much power as a small town. Our petition simply says that anything bigger than 25 megawatts should be prohibited. Ohio already has approximately 200 data centers in does not need any more.
It goes on. I'll tell you what, man, I'm on their website. It's awesome.
Yeah. They have somebody who knows.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's just a WordPress template type of thing, but
it doesn't have to be. It just has to be easy to navigate. And and I did navigate the axtext.com for a while. And it wasn't bad, but it was. Sorry, it looked like somebody in their 60s designed it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it was very 19 or 2005 ish.
1999 almost.
Okay, close enough. Good point. It probably was more like 1994. And they go through a couple of their points, 4 or 5 points. The environmental impacts, economic impacts, infrastructure impacts on our energy, privacy. This is just amplifying big tech's ability to collect and control and exploit our data. And talk about artificial intelligence. To me, the only issue I have with this is it's a constitutional amendment. I looked it up real quick before the show. I mean, you probably have no idea how many constitutional amendments we have, right? You probably have no clue. You never looked it up. I never have either.
Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a guess?
No.
174.
Yeah, it's too many.
It's part of this issue is this is how our Constitution is designed, the amendment process. Now, the state legislature can put an amendment up for vote or through petition like they're doing. To me, the constitutional amendment problem with that is, okay, should you ban 25 megawatts? It's 15 years down the road, 20 years down, whatever it is down the road, and maybe you need a data center that's bigger than 25 megawatts. Now you have to have a constitutional amendment to remove the constitutional amendment,
right?
So, which is in some cases good, but because it makes it a harder. You're going to say something?
Nope.
Okay. I don't know. Let's go. I mean, I guess this is something, and it's something that people are pretty concerned about, so I can see it gain some popularity. And I don't know. It doesn't say when. Obviously, they're not expecting to get this done before November or June, actually. End of June. Probably the same stipulations as acts of tax, but yeah. You like it? What do you like it? Don't like it? What do you think?
I like it.
I don't know. When I hear ban, I always go, ugh, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't like bans are easy to get. Bans are easier to, there's always ways. Business will find a way around a ban. Maybe something better we can do.
Need some barriers.
Exactly. I completely agree. I agree there needs to be something done. And from what we learned last week, it sounds like the Ohio legislature has put a kind of a pause on any new data centers for the next year or so. And that was, I think, unanimous, which is rarely happens.
Yeah, they're waiting for people to, to stop paying attention. That's what's going to happen.
That's fair point. Exactly.
It's hot right now. It's in the news. I mean, what happens in a year?
Yeah. Tell you what, they are crazy, and it is a huge bubble. I'm just waiting for it to pop. Everybody's going to be freaking out. All right, on to the next one. I mean, this one is just such an important story. We had to cover it. Apparently, there's some Ohio state legislatures who are fed up with streaming services and the fact that they can't get the NBA, they can't get the Cavs playoff games on their TV. So let's.
Well, I pulled this aside just because I'm not a sports fan, so I don't care. But I do wonder how people are dealing with this.
This is something you and I talked about years ago at the table, kitchen, probably Thanksgiving or whatever. And I remember saying, "Man, this is going to be cool. We get to pick and choose, like your own stations." And I think your point was, do you remember?
No,
it was a great point. So of course you don't remember.
Thanks.
It was a good point. You said, and even I was like, I don't know. You said, well, yeah, but I think we're going to be paying more.
Oh yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure where you're going with that.
And I'm not sure if we're there yet because cable's pretty freaking expensive. Cable TV is pretty expensive.
I cut the cable. It's been a decade already, at least. But I'm trying to think. We're in 2026. Oh yeah, more than probably a dozen so years ago. I cut the cable, and it was a lot cheaper at first, but I'm still paying less because I think I was at about $170 a month.
Yep.
For cable television and internet. So now with a couple of streaming services and internets, they're charging me $100 now just for the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And with a couple of streaming services, it's still cheaper. But if I wanted, let's say Netflix, Prime, and if I wanted to get Paramount, and let's say HBO or something like that, I'd be right back up to what I was paying before. But that is a dozen years ago.
I'm not even calculating the internet cost because I'd probably have that anyway.
Well, but
I mean, it's one way to look at it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just looking at my entire bill.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to compare what I had versus what I have now.
It's not hard to get to $80 a month on streaming services. I'm reading this article and I stop and I yell out to my wife. I said, "Is Netflix really $26 a month?" Maybe that might be the next story. But let's
Are you
go
paying
on.
that much for Netflix?
I have to check. I think I am. So let's go with this new Channel 5.
The extra televisions and everything.
I think because ad free.
Well, I don't
4K and extra TVs. Yeah, 2 extra I have an extra. Yeah. Probably because you have 2 or more TVs. I think the base package, you only have 1 TV. And then the one up from it, you get 3.
So. Right.
Or something like that. And then I think your mom uses our Netflix. Or maybe we switched her. I don't remember. But yeah, it's $26 a month for the big package. Let's hear from News Channel 5 because, of course, the politicians get involved because they've got nothing better to do, it sounds like. So here we go.
Okay, so we've heard from viewers having trouble trying to watch the Cavaliers playoff run.
Columbus Bureau reporter Morgan Trout tells us lawmakers are trying to get involved to make sure everyone can see the action.
You're about to turn on the Cleveland Cavaliers' latest playoff game, but you can't find it. After searching where to watch, you realize. And instead of watching the tip-off, you are signing up and paying for yet another streaming service.
It's a bunch of what it is.
Sports fans like Bill DeMora are routinely frustrated when trying to watch their favorite team.
It's getting ridiculous for the everyday fan nowadays to watch sports because they have to have a dozen different services, streaming or otherwise.
And many Cavs fans are feeling that right now. While in the playoffs against the Toronto Raptors, the Cavs played their first game on Amazon Prime Video. The second is on NBC's paid service Peacock. And the third will be back on Amazon. But sometimes they're on cable staples like ESPN.
Something's got to be done about it.
These subscriptions add up, which is why DeMora, a Columbus Democrat, is evaluating how to regulate these broadcast deals.
If the Browns are on Amazon Prime on a Thursday night, the contract for the NFL says the local NBC station can show that game on NBC. And if the NFL can do it, then all the rest of the leagues can too.
We reached out to both the Cavs, who said that this was the league's media deal, and the NBA, which didn't respond.
It likely is free market.
Business law expert Eric Chafee said that the NBA has both the First Amendment and property rights on their side, as contracts have already been signed.
These are viewed as property rights on the part of the leagues. And as a result of that, there would be, major constitutional hurdles for doing this.
DeMora says that because Rocket Arena is publicly owned, he may have jurisdiction for some types of regulation. Chafee said it's possible, but not likely.
That's some stretch. It would be hard to figure out a way to do this type of regulation in a way that complies with the law.
Still, DeMora said it's worth a shot.
Regular people are hurting. It's getting ridiculous.
At the Columbus Bureau, I'm Morgan Trout reporting.
There was a key one right there.
What's that?
Regular people are hurting. They're hurting. Mm-hmm. Hey, I got an idea. If you don't watch, they'll probably change.
If you don't pay for the service.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an issue, I think.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I remember when I was a young boy.
Young lad.
A young lad.
Young laddie.
I used to love watching baseball. I still love the sport. I just don't pay attention to the teams anymore. But I remember flipping through the cable channels during the day. You know, you're home in the summer. You're off from school. I could probably watch 3 or 4 different ball games, and flip channels between innings and stuff, and kind of catch up what's going on. You can't really do that anymore, can you? Without buying MLB type of subscription.
That stopped a long time ago.
Yeah, I know.
That stopped when the Indians bought Sports Channel Ohio and put virtually all the games were on cable.
I was watching cable, so you would maybe locally I'd catch the Indians, but like Atlanta Braves were always on their channel, and then there was a few others. I forget the names of the stations, but you were always able to catch stuff, and it was good for baseball fans or for sports fans.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't watch anymore, because this would have killed it anyway, because I'm not signing up for 3 or 4 streaming services just to watch. I know guys that struggle to pay their bills, but yet they still pay $400 a month or $400 or $500 a year for the NFL Network.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
It's like you're worried about making your wife's car payment, but you just paid $500 to watch football. You know, it's funny because what I just came... Speaking of don't watch anymore, for some reason on my YouTube algorithm somehow knew. I just watched the other day. The Dynasty That Won Nothing. It was about the 90s Indians. John Hart's Indians.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got to, so they did 94 and then the strike shortened year and how that they were kind of, the Indians were ripped away from a great year and a pennant and all that stuff. And then the following year was a strike shortened year. And then, so they went through the whole season. I'm like, man, I was at the game when Tony Payne, the first playoff game in 40 some years, when Tony Payne hits the home run in the bottom of the 13th inning to win it. You know, I'm in the seats going, oh, not another inning. The backup catcher's on. And then he cracks a home run. Right. So I'm like, I remember that. Oh, wow, that was so awesome. And then they get to the World Series and I went, yep, turn it off. They went up against Atlanta Braves.
Well, it was always John Hart trying to catch lightning in a bottle with washed up pitchers. They weren't washed up, but
they're at the end of their career. Yeah.
We never had a legitimate number one.
Yeah. They never traded for a prime number one. They had a couple, and his theory was okay to have that veteran arm to help the young guys coming up. It's a great strategy, but they didn't have that. They didn't have that young, like you're saying, that young power arm that was.
We needed Pedro Martinez, and we could have had him.
Dennis Martinez was a great pitcher. He just wasn't. He was on the verge of being a number 3 or 2 starter when he was our number 1. He was because his Martinez.
We never had Pedro Martinez.
Not Pedro Martinez, but we had. What's that? There was another guy. There was another Hispanic guy that was.
Oh, Dennis Martinez.
Dennis Martinez, yeah.
Yeah. He was great.
He was great, but he was at the tail of his career. So was
same with Oral Hershiser. Yeah. Charles Nagy was a great number 2. He would have been a great number 2, not a number 1.
That guy's freaking sinker was.
Yeah, he was great, but he wasn't a number 1.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
So they're thinking about forcing. I don't know what they're going to do. This is a politician looking for headlines, but this brought up another one, which is
why can't game, like especially playoff games, maybe not season games, but why can't they be a la carte? Like, let me just buy the game. I'm going to be home. I'm going to be having pizza. Me and my wife are going to sit back and watch the game.
Because I'm going to guess, I don't know, but my guess would be the streaming services want subscribers.
Yeah.
So they're paying the MLB, let's say, if MLB goes ahead and sells these games outside of the subscription service, why would they give MLB so much money?
Okay, I mean? So let's say you have Netflix, and the playoff game is tonight, and Netflix offers that for $10. You know, it's a playoff game. It's a championship, division championship game, last game, and you want to pay $10 to sit at home and watch it. And let's say they funnel it through the MLB network. Why can't they put something like that together. I'm not going to subscribe to MLB. I don't. But I maybe through the playoff season I would spend $30 just to watch a few games.
I'm just going to go on a limb and guess because it doesn't maximize profits. The only thing.
Okay, but they're losing profit. I mean,
I agree. The leagues aren't. The leagues are getting paid big bucks for these deals.
Yeah.
It's what happens in 5 years after a couple of these deals get turned around and refreshed. Signed up again. We'll see if these streaming companies are making any money. Because if they don't sign these deals and they go back to the cable or whatever, then you'll know that they're not making the money.
I don't think it's that hard to make money streaming, being a streaming service, right? You just need a certain amount of subscribers. I don't know. I mean, I think it sucks, but I don't care at the same time. I just feel kind of bad for the casual fan, I guess.
Well, and then light, we'll go to the next story real quick and see what about some hacks? Some streaming service hacks. Did you watch this video?
I didn't watch the video, no.
Oh, you should have watched it.
Is it bad?
Well, you'll see. I'll point it out. Don't worry. You don't have to go watch it now. But just kidding. But let's listen to the clip. This is News Channel 5. This is hacks to lower your streaming TV bill as subscription costs continue to rise. And just as a warning, don't get your hopes up because there's not much here. But we could talk about maybe other things to cut your streaming service bill down throughout the month. So let's listen again.
Does it feel like you're paying more and more for fewer TV streaming services? For a while, cutting the cable cord was the answer. But now that cost gap has shrunk. So we found ways to stream your favorite shows for a lot less.
Kim Ellen Garvey struggles to make ends meet.
So you're pretty frugal?
Oh, yeah. You have to be.
So she refuses to overpay for shows and movies. Using a Roku device, she pays for a few streaming services.
We pay for Netflix, Disney Plus,
and Peacock.
It's time for Wicked for good.
But that's about it.
How much do you think you spend a month for streaming?
I'd say we spend about maybe $50 a month for.
All right. Just wanted to pause this to throw this in there. I don't think this woman's left her couch in about 15 years.
Really? So it's not the same person that's in the picture.
No. No. That's just a stock photo. No. This is, let's put it this way. If this woman happened to tragically lose both her legs, she would make a great weeble wobble.
Okay.
You'd never be able to flip her over, which will come up in the next clip, in the next part of this clip where she says, what do you do during commercials? But the other thing is, I can't believe she let people, go watch the video, people, because you'll see what I'm talking about. Her house is a shithole. There's crap stacked everywhere. And she is not frugal when it comes to feeding herself. Maybe she's cutting back on streaming service. Maybe cut back on the food bill and you can afford more streaming services. Or maybe do something else. We'll continue.
Most of her streaming channels are free, like Pluto and Tubi.
I've found a lot of good content on Tubi.
Yeah, but they got commercials.
The only catch is watching ads,
what
which
do you do during
a lot
commercials?
more customers are willing to do.
Gives you time to get a snack or just sit there and relax for a little while in between.
The firm Deloitte finds households.
Wait a minute. Get a snack. Okay, that makes sense because you've got like 18 chins and a gut so big it's going to pull you over.
Well, she's not going to do a sit-up.
Or sit back and relax. Are you sitting there going, oh, streaming on this show is, the commercials on. Oh, whew, I can relax now. What are you supposed to be doing when you watch TV? You're supposed to be relaxing. What do? Do you tense all up when the show comes back on?
She might be very anxious when she watches television.
Because she's waiting for that commercial to come so she can get a snack.
Spend $69 a month on streaming. About 2/3 now pay for an ad-supported tier. and 6 in 10 would cancel over a $5 increase.
Those cost increases do create price sensitivity for consumers.
U.S. entertainment leader Stephanie Dolan says households keep about 4 services, but hop in and out.
I call it the content chase game that consumers play in terms of figuring out which service to go to.
Mergers are double-edged. There's speculation the Paramount Plus HBO Max merger will push prices up, but mergers also bring in more content. Kim Ellen recommends free trials when there's a show you want to see.
So you'll sign up for a service, do the trial, and then you cancel.
Yeah.
That way,
Enjoy the show.
you don't waste your money. John Mattery, Scripps News Group.
My buddy at work, he had 2 kids and his wife and him, they all have iPhones. So whenever somebody got a new iPhone, they would sign up for the Apple for what is it, 3 months or something
3 months,
like that. He's like, I never had to pay for Apple TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, what do we do? So I'm like, we got to cancel some of these things. And I go, okay, well, I get a free HBO Max for my telephone bill, my cell phone bill. Apple TV is part of a bundle because we've got iCloud and stuff like that. So I could shrink it down, but it doesn't make sense because of the way Apple crafts or creates their packages. Yeah, it's like, well, if you want all this data in the cloud, then you have to have blah blah blah. So I could do it, but I don't. Amazon, I have Amazon Prime, so it's kind of just a secondary thing. Now I could increase it and pay even more because I do watch ads.
Oh, I increased mine because it's so much better without the ads.
Oh my God, it's so horrible. So some of them are okay. I don't mind it. And one time my oldest daughter and they have this, Amazon will have like live streaming of shows where you can't go back or forward. And one of them is they have Top Gear, the British car show that her and I like. And they've got all the old episodes just running like season after season, just for like, you can't forward or go back or pause it, and they have ads. And she's going, every time an ad comes out,
spoiled.
I just looked over and said, hey, this is what we used to do all the time. And this is the way I grew up. I go, back in my day. And then she rolled her eyes and told me to be quiet.
Commercials never used to bother me before.
No, they did. They did. You were just used to it. You were just used to it.
Well, I think there was less of them too.
But the one where it does bother me, because that doesn't bother me, it bothers me a little bit, but it does give you a second, to get a snack. But it also, but where it does bother me, so we're watching The Chosen.
Yeah.
And it's on Amazon. And then that's such a deep show. It's like, obviously it's about Jesus and all that stuff.
You could just go on there.
I just found that out this morning. My wife just told me about it. Because I'm like, let's get it from the library. And then I'm like, well, the problem with ripping them from the library is you don't get the subtitles. So a lot of these kind of shows where somebody may be speaking a different language or there's a sign in different language, you'll miss out on that. Anyway, so you're in the middle of this deep scene and all of a sudden commercial. You're like, oh my God, it totally pulls you right out of the whole.
Yeah, that's illusion. One. See, you know why? Because they used to make shows, and when they did make the shows, they made them. They scripted them so they would work around commercials.
Right. Yep.
And now it's scripted like a movie, and it's like, it kind of throws you out of the whole thing.
Yeah, it totally. And so now that's why I'm like, let's just find. I'm like, I'll just buy them. Like I was thought about. I'm like, because I think you can get all 5 or 6 seasons for like $60 or something.
But I think you could just download their app on Apple
we just
TV
looked at it this morning. I'm going to do that. And even then, I was like, I'd rather give them even if it was paid for on that, I'd rather give them the money than go through Amazon. But so that's where we're at with there's no real hack. It's here's the hack. This is a free tip from the Crookedrivercast to you. Here's how you lower your streaming bill. Go touch grass.
Yeah, well, they mentioned Tubi.
Yeah, there is a lot of
Pluto TV and Hoopla, which are all free, but they do have commercials.
Yep.
I haven't tried Pluto TV, Hoopla. I have used Tubi, and it's not bad.
No, yep, I have to. It's not bad.
And,
and especially because they're older shows a lot of times, so they actually have spots for commercials.
Right. We don't have kids, so we just have 2 streaming services. It's not, but if you got a family and you're trying to keep everybody happy. Take him to the park instead of watching television. I don't know. Throw the ball around. Get a baseball mitt and throw a ball around.
Yeah, I deal with that a little bit too. Is families, kids. I gotta have Disney. I gotta watch my Star Wars. Anyway.
Kids really are spoiled. I mean, I thought we were spoiled because we had cable television pretty early on, but nowadays, boy.
Just take a car ride. Just thinking about taking a car ride, they could have their streaming services the whole drive to Florida instead of.
Yeah. We used to have to do coloring books and stuff.
Punch buggy and.
Yeah, there's that.
Anywho, go out and touch grass, people. Speaking of green grass, we've got issues in Greene County. Jeez, look what I did there. So apparently this story started with a video, went viral on X, or I think X, yeah. And it is the only story I can find. I did a little search, I couldn't find any local papers. So the only story I can get was from the place, a website called Nerd Stash. And it is the headline is, "I'm not talking to you. Greene County Veterans Service Chair Chuck Hurley refuses questions on $2.3 million in unaccounted Ohio funds." So apparently what's going on is the video starts, he's asking this guy, this sounds like after a board meeting or something was up, and he's asking him, hey, you guys were given $3.3 million. You said you spent $1 million of it. Where's the $2.3 million? It's still left. It's unaccounted for. Let's listen to the exchange. It's quite interesting. So here you go.
I have a question for you.
I have no comment. I'm not talking.
Where is the unspent veterans money that the Greene County Commissioners have been taking? Do you know where the money is? I know that they give you the amount of money that you asked for.
I am not being interviewed by you.
Do you not know where the money is? You represent the veterans. We want to know where the unspent millions of dollars.
I'm not on duty. You're an asshole.
Right in his face.
I'm not talking to you. You may post that all you want.
That. It shows that you should de-escalate and probably shouldn't be in the position that you are,
Chuck. In my face.
I am always polite, Chuck. I'm asking a question. Where's the millions of dollars of unspent veterans money?
Okay, real simple. We are not having a meeting at the moment.
Okay.
I do not have to talk to you, and I'm not.
Well, I'm asking the question.
And I'm not answering.
Last year, you guys were appropriated approximately $3.3 million. You asked for approximately $1,050,000. What happened to the other $2.3 million the commissioners took? Do you know? Apparently not. You should be ashamed of yourself for acting like this.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
No, you are. No, you are. So am I.
You are, but what am I?
That's what I was trying to say. I know you are, but what am I? So as you dig into this a little bit, according to the Nerd Stash, $3.3 million comes from a dedicated $500,000 property tax intended for the veterans in Greene County. Has brought in nearly $14 million. Let me read this right. Hold on. According to local critics, a dedicated $500,000 property tax intended for veterans in Greene County has had nearly $14 million diverted to other uses over the past decade. This video has been seen all over social media, and the public is frustrated by the lack of accountability for these funds. So they've got a $500,000 a year property tax for the Greene County Veterans Association or services. And they've already been diverting a bunch of it from the veterans to go somewhere else. And this one, and now they're trying to figure out where these $2.3 million are coming from. Now, I'm not saying this guy took it or anything. I'm just saying
he's not a politician, you know?
Yeah. Probably the greatest way to handle it.
He definitely doesn't know how to handle somebody like that.
I get the reaction because I could see myself having a similar one. But eventually, when you calm down, you should probably realize that, I probably should answer these questions. Because regardless if you think this person needs to know about it or not, the people at the county should know about it. If you're not telling them, then.
Right. I'm just wondering, what was going on when this took place? Was it like a meeting? Like a county meeting?
It does not say, it even says somewhere in the article that But this video doesn't show the context of, what happened before or after this meeting or this exchange. But it seems to me like they're in a room with chairs and a table. He's packing up his briefcase. It looks like they just finished up a meeting. And now he's saying the meeting's over. I don't have to talk to you.
Right.
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, this is also kind of it looks like a podunk town, or not town, but county even.
It's a small county. Yeah. It's like in between Cincinnati and Columbus.
Yeah. This guy just doesn't know how to handle people asking him.
But at this point,
he's the one who would pull out his varmint rifle.
Residents want to know why millions of dollars that they were supposed to go to veterans as services are apparently unspent. And I'm sure the veterans could use it. So
absolutely. I'm surprised he didn't try to, there's no follow up on this.
That's the thing. I saw the thing. I saw the video. I pulled it aside. And then later in the week, I started digging through, and there's no story, even at the Sentinel. So it came on, this was originally posted on the Greene County Sentinel Facebook page. But even I go on the Greene County Sentinel website, and they don't have this story on it. They have got other things on there. We got candidates and judges that they're endorsing, but there's no story about this. So I'm like,
I'm the chair of Veteran Services. I don't have to answer your questions.
Actually, you do. I would think. I mean,
well, that's
if you live in the county. Yeah, if you live in the county, you should definitely have to answer.
Yeah, you should be able to answer that, or at least understand how to divert it, and then say, "I'll get a hold of me in my office, and we'll talk about this," or something.
Right, exactly. Like like now's not the time, or even after this is all said and done, and you kind of cool off, and somebody from the other people on the board are probably going to be like, "Hey, we probably should let them know what we did with this money," because all you do is you look so guilty. I mean, you're not $2.3 million of a small town is huge amount of money, huge for Veterans Association. Where is it at? People have a right to know. Speaking of people having a right to know, let us know what you have a right to know.
Tank in his backyard.
Oh, well, this guy filming it?
No, the guy who can't answer a question.
Oh, tank. Well, it's better than having a dozer filled with or lined with 1/4-inch steel plates. Kill dozer.
No, I'm just saying he spent the money on buying like a World War II type of thing.
And at least, I mean, that's something. At least it's not.
Yeah, but it's in his backyard.
At least it's not hookers and blow.
It's not in front of the FTW hall.
No, that's true. It's in his front yard. If you got shenanigans like that, you see, let us know. Send us a link. crookedrivercast@gmail.com. Go check out the website. crookedrivercast.com. Every Monday when the show drops, you got the blog there. Our webmaster puts so much work into, so check it out. Got the links of all the stuff. You go watch the videos that we're watching, read the articles that we're reading. Subscribe to the show, share it with your friends. Really appreciate it. We'd love to hear from you, and we really would love for you to share the show with your friends. Spread the word. So leave a comment on your favorite podcast app. crookedrivercast.com. All right. Next is a story. It hits a little too close to home. So as most people probably know, the last Monday, I believe it was, Valley Forge High School in Parma had an incident where a high school senior, 18-year-old girl, showed up to school with a gun and decided to commit suicide in the school cafeteria right about the end of the day.
It was the anniversary of Columbine, I think.
Yep. It was the anniversary of the Columbine shooting, and of course, which also had to, I think they say one of the reasons the Columbine shooters did it was because it was also Hitler's birthday, or is that just a coincidence?
It was 420. Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I think it is. I think it was.
Yeah.
And to me, the story really isn't, that's a tragedy. Thankfully, the only casualty was the shooter. And it didn't go in any further than that. But right now, the parents are not happy in Parma. And unfortunately for the Parma school district, school board, I should say, they already had a regularly planned meeting this week. They moved it to a local high school in Normandy, and didn't go very well. Let's listen to a little bit from the school board meeting in Parma.
What was meant to be a meeting for the Parma community to express their concerns turned chaotic, with speakers and community members in the crowd getting escorted out by police and an early wrap-up to public comment.
We are now going to end public comment.
It's been a very emotional few days for the community after an 18-year-old girl died by suicide in the school cafeteria at Valley Forge High School Monday. The Parma City School District held its regular scheduled school board meeting Thursday night that ended with high emotion and disappointment in school district leaders.
They don't feel safe. You need to resign. Your response has been seriously inadequate. You need to resign.
Enough is enough. We need to get together. Yeah, that's one.
School shootings have been prominent since 1966 when the first one did happen. So honestly, I think our lack of security at my school was a huge issue, and it was only a matter of time before something like this happened, especially with school shootings on the rise.
With only 3 minutes to speak their concerns, metal detectors and mental health were among the most talked about topics.
Kids get bullied day in and day out every single day. But what are we going to do? As a board, I ask you guys to make sure safety implements or effective and immediate.
I believe metal detectors should be implemented in all Parma schools. It is 2026, and the reality students face today is completely different from what adults experience when they went to school.
I do not feel safe in school anymore. School is a place of learning, not fear.
I mean, I understand the sentiment because I think I'd be pretty freaking pissed off too. I think most parents are kind of scared and angry. But are they angry at the right people?
No.
I think they're venting, and they happen to be the people in front of them that they're in front of them to vent to.
Yeah.
Where are the parents of this shooter? Hey, I got a question. What's the shooter's name? I can't find it.
Oh, it's good. That's the way it should be.
18-year-old, so it's not because she's a minor. But I get that some news organizations won't play or won't say the name. But when did they start doing that? Because every other shooter they say the name of. Why not this one?
Yeah, when they shoot, when there's victims, they'll mention the name, right?
Yeah.
If they're white.
So it seems, I don't know. I at this point, I would imagine some organization somewhere or some news organization would have leaked it. It happens every time there's a shooting. There are plenty of places that won't say the name, but there's always some.
Conveniently, they leak it. This isn't convenient because it wasn't a mass shooting, so they don't care.
So this girl's social media account. Did you hear the name? Did you see the name of her social media account? So they're blaming the school.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, they're blaming the school for not having safety, and now they want metal detectors. I get that sentiment. I think there's better ways to secure the school other than metal detectors. I've driven past the Cleveland school during the beginning of school. You know what I noticed? The first thing I noticed was a long line of kids standing outside because they had to wait for a freaking security check. Seems a bit, I don't know. Seems like it's not something I want my kids to go through to get into school. Maybe there's other ways to do it. I get it, but I'm just saying. But the shooter's social media account, and so again, they're blaming the school. They're blaming the school board. They want more. There's a woman in the video. You'll see her, and some of the other clips they actually show. She's blaming the school for not noticing that the girl was worshiping the Columbine shooters.
Yeah.
Her social media account was murderers.and.acquisitions on Instagram. She had a locket that she wore to school with the Columbine shooters' pictures in hearts. She had a shrine in her house, or some shrine she took a picture of and posted it, of the Columbine shooters with a anarchy flag or anarchy star or whatever. Where are the parents? I think you're pissed at the wrong people. Where are the parents?
Yeah. Yeah, they're just venting. They had nobody else to yell at.
Yeah.
They what are you going to do? Protest in front of the parents' house?
No, you can't because you don't know who it is. I'm sure some of these do. I'm sure they do. They do know who it is.
Students know who it is.
But I think that's why they're not releasing it.
Yeah. Okay.
I get it. I'm not saying you should like go and protest these parents. They're grieving. They've lost their daughter. I get it. I just don't think the school is the one who's responsible for this event. And on that note, we'll move on to the next story, which is these seems like how they come together and related. The next story is Cleveland libraries offering free gun safes and locks. Let's listen to. Do I have one on this? Yeah. No, that's the next one. So let's talk about this. So the Cleveland Library has announced, it's like a day or so after. I don't think it's not correlated. It was just a coincidence that they announced it. But they are announcing the giveaway of gun lock boxes and gun locks, would be chamber locks, I guess you would call them, at the Cleveland Public Library. Great. Awesome. 2 questions. Where'd the money come from?
That's tax dollar.
If it wasn't donated and you guys are screaming you ain't got money and you need more property taxes, I don't know. Here's maybe a place you can cut, because it's really not the library's responsibility to pass out gun safes, because almost every gun that I've ever gotten, unless I bought it used, came with one of these chamber lock cable things. Right?
Mm-hmm. That's the law too.
It's a law that the gun manufacturers have to give one out. I know I got a whole bag of these things. I keep throwing them away.
I threw mine out.
They keep coming back. I don't understand. I got to stop buying guns maybe, but
I threw mine out when I lost all my guns in the boat.
Right. That's why I keep buying more, because I keep losing them, and I just got to. Now I've lost all of them. Now I got to start buying them again. But if you're spending $300 or $400, $500, $1,000 on a gun, is it really price that keeps you from buying a gun lock or a gun safe? Is it really the money? No, it's not. If a parent...
Say that again. If you're spending how much?
If you're spending $200, $300, $400, $1,000 on a gun,
right.
Does it?
No, it's up to the parent. This is silly.
So
and they're passing out, so guns don't get taken or stolen. They're passing out this little lockbox that can easily be taken. It's one of the. Is it just a stock photo, you think, or is this the lockbox they're passing out?
It's probably a lockbox. I have one just like that.
Yeah, but that's meant for vehicles.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, it's meant for vehicles, or and then they have another picture. Well, that's the next story, but
it doesn't prevent anybody from stealing it.
No,
you steal it and then go break the lock.
And if this not kid, she's 18. She was 18. If she wanted to get a gun, would this safe stop her?
No.
With the gun, it's not even safe. It's a lockbox. I've got a fire safe. Gauge steel, whatever it is. It's not the most expensive one. If they want to get into that, all you need is a cordless chop saw. Cut a hole in the side and reach in and grab my guns. It'll keep kids away from getting it, but if they really want to get in there, they're going to get it. But you also have to put the gun in the lockbox. And if you're not a responsible person, you're not going to put it in the box anyway. So what does it matter? Like I said, all these guns come with a lock already. No one uses it.
Yeah, this is stupid. I mean, like if you have kids and you have let's say a pistol by your bedside, you should just get a little safe that you can get to quickly.
Yep.
And it keeps the kids out.
You know how easy to get in one of those safes.
And they're not expensive now. What was it, $50 for one of those things?
The ones with the keypad that you could do with your blind lead, they're probably $100 or so. But the ones in this picture, I've got a couple. They're you can get them on Amazon for like $15.
Yeah.
$20.
I don't consider that a safe. I don't even consider that a lock. That's a thing okay. So for those that don't have guns, if you leave your gun in the car, it needs to be locked. Mm-hmm. So this is like a little safe about the size of a textbook. You could put your gun in there, lock it, and it's wrapped around you could wrap it around, let's say where your seat bolts to.
Yep.
And it keeps a smash and grab type of thing from happening.
Right.
But this is not something for in the home. That's silly if you ask me, because if somebody breaks into your house and you want to get to your gun quick, what are you going to be looking for, a key?
Right. But also if a kid takes it and goes into the backyard or in the woods, with a hammer and a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Pop this thing right open in about 5 minutes. So it wouldn't stop this from happening. But yet, this is what we talk about. And I think moving on to the next story, we have a similar Ohio GOP senators passed bill to punish, they say, cities for gun regulations. This is
it would have been cool if they gave out lockbox with a gun in it.
Oh, that would be sweet. I'd be like,
then I'd be all for it.
Where do I sign up?
I'd get my library card.
You know what? I'd get 4 guns. I got 4 library cards, one for each person in the house.
There you go.
Dang it. What a great idea that was. Taxpayer money, I can agree with spending. Ohio senators, apparently, according to Ms. Morgan Trowell, Ohio GP senators are passing a bill to punish cities who regulate guns. And basically what they're talking about is Cincinnati and Columbus for the most part. And let's hear a little bit from the news story.
Young kids bringing guns to school. It is alarming, and it's happened at least twice this month right here in Northeast Ohio. Last Thursday, Maple Heights police say a school resource officer took a gun from a child. Days earlier, a Kent mother was arrested after police say her 8-year-old son brought a loaded gun to school.
8?
Columbus Bureau reporter Morgan Trow has been covering gun regulations at both the state and the local level for years. She spoke with lawmakers from across the state today about children accessing guns. She joins us now. Morgan, good evening. Do the politicians have a plan to try to keep this from happening?
Hi, Katie. Yeah, some cities say that there should be harsher penalties for kids accessing guns and have put forward their own form of legislation. But now the state is trying to punish those efforts.
Let us do our jobs, what we know we need to do to keep our city safe.
After accidental shootings, close calls, and tragedy, both the cities of Columbus and Cincinnati have been trying to keep guns locked away from children. Each is currently defending their local ordinances in court, ones that require owners to lock up their firearms.
And unfortunately, every time we try to enact meaningful and reasonable, in my view, gun reform, the state legislature has preempted us.
And once again, Senate Republicans just passed legislation meant to further restrict a city or township's ability to pass local laws.
What this is meant to protect is an individual who is exercising their Second Amendment rights lawfully from having to stand up and go to court to enforce their Second Amendment rights against an overzealous municipality who has passed a law against the United States and the Ohio Constitution.
Senate President Rob McCauley said that local governments should not be passing firearm regulations that are stricter than state law. This new bill allows anyone to sue cities that have gun safety laws and allows them to get money. It also lets judges fine cities and requires them to pay all legal fees.
Offering more avenues for damages allows for a stronger deterrent, so hopefully these municipalities will begin complying with the law.
So basically what they want to do, or what these cities are doing, I should say, is they're trying to pass laws that if you don't lock your gun up in your home, you can get fined or, I don't know, fined or put in jail or citation of some sorts. But again, we go back to the last story, is like, does that matter? Like how much, I guess it will stop the little 8-year-old, but if your 8-year-old is going to school with a gun, it's the parent's fault. If you don't know what's in your 8-year-old's bag when they go to school, you need to look in the mirror. I mean, so a lot of Columbus and Cincinnati are trying to get these laws passed that they can criminalize you for not locking your gun up in your own home.
Yeah, but okay, so let's say your 8-year-old takes it to school and gets busted with it. Doesn't the parent get busted?
Yeah, the one did. The one parent, the 8-year-old did get arrested. So,
but okay, so what do they want to change?
They want to put more teeth on it. I don't know. Yeah, they want to pass any gun regulation they can. That's the way I always look at it.
Yeah.
It's the Democrats. That's what they want to do.
Yeah, the person already gets in trouble. So okay, so they think making a law that says you have to lock your gun up, it's going to stop it.
Tom, it'll save lives, Tom.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
I mean, it might, but there's also And it doesn't stop. They're saying, oh, they want to punish cities. No. You can still put these laws in. What the state legislature passed, at least the Senate, I think it is that you can now sue the city that puts these laws into place. And then if you win, they have to pay your lawyer fees. So all they did was put some accountability in there. If you put a law that the people don't like, they can sue you.
Right.
That's it. No punishment. No, not stopping you from doing it. Go ahead and do it. But there may be consequences. So just keep in mind, you better write your law pretty good because otherwise you might get sued. Okay. I think you should be able to sue your city if they're passing laws that are unconstitutional. So I'm not too.
Yeah, but can't you do that anyways?
In a lot of cases, I'm not sure you can, or how far you can go with it. I'd actually have to look into that.
I don't know about that.
Apparently, you can't. I mean, I'm assuming with this passes this law means that you currently cannot sue your community, your county, your city if they pass a law like this. That's what this law tells me, at least. Could be wrong. They could just be passing another law on top of another law because they never do that.
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me. But okay. Because how do you overturn laws? I mean, usually, like unconstitutional laws, usually ends up going to the state Supreme Court or the actual Supreme Court.
Yeah, but they said something about let's see, what was it the story? It said something about requiring them to pay for your lawyer fees and let's see, restricting a city or township ability to pass local laws, running. Prevention, yeah, it says something like that. Municipalities that give gun safe laws lets judges fine cities and award money to plaintiffs and requires cities to pay all legal fees. So yeah, maybe you can sue the city to change the law, but now they're allowing judges to fine the city,
right,
and award money to plaintiffs. So I think that's a big difference. Hey, it's going to cost you, so be careful. Okay, on to. We'll do a little quick on these next 3 or 4 stories here. We'll see if we can get through them pretty quickly. First one. So who makes money off of these EV charging stations? They're popping up all over the place. I see them everywhere. I got one in my local community center. They got one there. They just put one up about 6 months ago. I'm like, what the hell?
What do you mean? They put one?
They put a charger.
Like how many chargers?
2. Well, one charger, I think there's 2 ports on it or whatever. But
okay.
Yeah,
I see. Cars. Yeah, okay.
Who's paying for that? Oh, well, apparently, who's paying for it is, we are. The United States government pays for it. They apparently, where am I here? Okay, so from 2022 to 2026, the Ohio Department of Transportation Drive Ohio Division reported our state received $140 million from the federal government through the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Formula Program, otherwise known as NEVI. By the end of 2026, Drive Ohio reported that 31 NEVI stations would be built at a total cost of roughly $1 million each. The problem is a lot of these stations are built at like pilots and sheets and these big corporations that have lots of money and they're going to be making money off you charging there. So if these companies don't want to put chargers in their stations because it's not profitable, there's probably a reason because there's not enough people to use the charger. So now they're taking 800. This says Sheets takes like $600 to $800 million from this program to put every time they put a charging station in.
Jeez,
because they're millions of dollars. All the infrastructure, the power you got to put in, all this other stuff. So there you go. There's where your funding goes. And as we go down, we're talk about a couple other stories where this might come up. Where I don't know, maybe where we could probably use $140 million somewhere else. Maybe that might come up in the next.
I'm saving the environment.
Yes, saving the environment. With gas prices on the rise, people they're not really going towards EVs anymore.
I didn't think so, right?
I mean, maybe a little bit, but once they got rid of the tax thing, there's no point. Even before then, people were getting buyer's remorse.
I do see more on the highway though.
Yeah,
than I used to.
Mostly Teslas.
Mostly Teslas, and I do see a few Rivians.
Yeah.
Which every time I look at the headlights, I go, "What were you thinking?"
I mean, only to be topped by the Cybertruck.
Yeah,
I think that thing's nasty too.
Well, the whole thing is, but the Rivian is actually kind of a nice looking vehicle.
Besides those headlights,
besides the headlights, right? Yeah. But anyways, then I see some high end stuff.
Yeah, BMWs and
yeah.
But the market started to crash before they pulled the subsidies away. So I'm not blaming them. They're blaming the subsidies. I'm blaming buyer's remorse people. I mean, they pulled the Ford F-150 Lightning off the market way before Trump.
Pretty quick, right?
Yeah, it was about a year or two, and they weren't selling. So.
Nobody was buying them, and they were like $100,000.
Yeah, to go 300 miles.
Yeah,
on a charge if you're lucky. If it's not,
every time I pass one up, I'm like, "Oh, are you worried the battery's going to go out on you?"
I do that all the time. I pass an EV, go, "Oh, you have any range anxiety as you currently drive through the freeway?"
Well, I know I'm plowing through, doing 70, and they're like doing 55.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're hypermiling. All right, let's keep going here. Next, we have Cuyahoga County prosecutor requests state audit the jail construction. This is quite an interesting one. We may want to touch base on again when this gets closer. But basically, Cuyahoga County prosecutor requests state to audit jail construction as it inches closer. So they've passed an ordinance specifying how revenue from the 0.25% sales tax can be spent. So we have a sales tax of 0.25%. It's supposed to be help pay off things like, I think it's paying off renovations to Rocket Arena and I think some from the Brown Stadium too, the one they're about to tear down. So I guess they're trying to use this 0.25%, a part of this 0.25%, to pay for the jail, to start paying for the jail. Because remember, let's remind our listeners here, one of our first stories we talked about on the show was this being approved. They took $40 odd million of money from the county to buy the land before the project was even approved at the county level. Where'd they get the money? How would they get this money if they weren't approved? Oh, they found a stash of COVID money that they used to buy land for a prison, for a jail. Okay. And now, so I think they bought this land. Like, we got to do something with it. We just bought it, so you might as well put a jail on it. Council members voted 8-3 in a special meeting Monday to limit the use of this funds, the sales tax. And that's kind of the issue. They want to look at how they're going to fund it. Are they going to use this 0.25% tax? Are they going to issue bonds? Because they're also considering issue $984.5 million in bonds. That's what this jail is going to cost. Almost $1 billion to pay for the construction, and to borrow another $73 million to begin to pay for repairs. To begin paying for repairs, meaning it sounds like they've already had the repairs and they haven't paid for them, but maybe not, on the current courthouse they have in Cleveland. Again, they don't have a way to pay for this yet, but they're going on and they're literally doing construction work at the site right now. So I think we'll probably get to talk about this again. So I'll make sure I didn't miss anything else. Yeah. Yep, I guess we're good. I think that's about all I have on that.
Yeah. I can save them so much money.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just go get like about 300 acres. Let's go for 600 acres somewhere. Put a huge fence around it. Tall fence with barbed wire. Give them a spear, a knife, and the prisoners, I mean.
Yes.
A spear, a knife, and some, they can, maybe some fire starting equipment and a sleeping bag and a tent. And tell them, we'll pick you up when your sentence is over.
Huh.
Make sure there's some animals in there that they can cook.
I think there's some revenue sources in there too. You could put some cameras in.
Ooh.
You could have a reality show.
Nice.
I mean, if you do it on the island, it would just kind of
island would be That would be for the incarcerated,
I know the perfect island.
Folk. But for jail people, I think we can we can do it here in the woods.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. Because I was thinking, I know the perfect island, and there's even a documentary.
Australia?
No, there's a documentary on it. It's called Escape from New York.
Manhattan?
Yes, Manhattan. Jake Plissken, my hero.
Yeah, I think it would be good.
Yeah.
I don't think we need a $1 billion jail.
Yeah, just think of it overtime when the sheriff's department has to drive 30 minutes from the courthouse to Garfield Heights, where it's going to be. Great for overtime.
Sorry, boss. I had a lot of traffic.
Yep. Took me 3 hours to get there and back. Anyway, so we got to keep an eye on that. There's going to be more. They're going to build it, I think. It's just a matter of how bad they're going to screw us on it.
Well, they're ready over budget, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah. They're...
Well, they said
it keeps
900
increasing.
million.
It keeps increasing. It was 800 million. Now it was 900. Now it's 980 million. It's going to be $1 billion before they're done. 1.2. I'm going to guess.
You think so? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
I don't know of any projects that hit budget when they're done. Moving along. And next one is a couple of related stories here. One of Akron trying to lay off 17 staff members from the public school to alleviate $11 million out of their budget. And they couldn't get it done. So let's listen to a real quick clip on this from, what we got? News Channel 5. Who else?
The treasurer will call the roll. 3 separate proposals to cut 17 positions at Akron Public Schools didn't get enough votes during Monday's regular Board of Education meeting.
Motion fails.
Now President Barbara Sykes says members must quickly come together or else she says the district could face academic warning if a decision is not reached sometime in June.
Then from academic warnings, we will go to an academic emergency, and finally the state will take over the school district.
So are we right now in an academic warning?
We are not.
Despite the risk of academic warning, Vice President Renee Molinar says she voted against the proposed budget cuts because she says she has not received enough information to connect the data, options considered, and resulting recommendation.
I'm not suggesting that no work has been done. Our district has worked hard and is continuing to work hard to communicate what we need to do.
Need to cut.
We all saw the presentation that was given in this room. However, I have not received a report.
Even board member Carmia Kelly says she needs more information.
I think we all are aware that this is something that has to be done. I just can't at this moment say that I feel confident making a decision.
Back in February, I told you about the district's proposed plans to make $11 million worth of staffing cuts, operational changes, and program reductions due to ongoing financial challenges.
The financial pressures we face are a direct result of decisions made in Columbus.
Of course. So they know it has to be done. They need to make cuts, but they just don't have the courage to make it. Well, I think maybe the problem might be, it makes so many people happy. I don't know. I think there's a few more guys on this committee. They probably would have made the cuts. I just don't think the women have the ability or the courage to do it. And I don't normally disagree with our friend, our comedian, Rob Schneider. We're not that good of friends, but this one I happen to disagree with him on here. Here's a little bit from part of the problem maybe in this issue he can solve, but he made me go a little, not far enough, I should say.
Women obviously have a higher capacity for empathy than men. But that empathy can be manipulated into giving empathy for people who don't deserve it. And that's a problem. And they can be manipulated into doing things that are not in their best interest. And that's why, Greg, I want our audience to consider amending the 19th Amendment.
Really?
Now I'm not saying, whoa, women, I'm not saying I don't want you to vote. I'm just saying, not for the important stuff.
Yeah.
No, but let me hear me out. No. You can still vote. No.
Yeah.
There's plenty of ladies. There's plenty of things for you to still vote for. America's Got Talent, Dancing with the Stars, the school board, Employee of the Month at Whole Foods. There's plenty for you to still get excited about and vote. I'm just saying for the big stuff, leave it to the less suicidal, empathetic humans, men.
Sorry, Rob, not far enough. Definitely not the school board either in this case. And then we'll move on. I mean, so they couldn't do it, and I just think they didn't have the courage. They have to cut.
Well, they could vote for the people that end up on the school board, men.
Yes, but yeah, true. And Cleveland Public School has, I guess, a little more testicular fortitude than the Akron Public Schools, because here's a little idea stream, quick hit from Cleveland layoffs. They were managing to do it. Now, first thing is go look at the idea stream story. You got it pulled up, Tom? See the picture?
Yeah.
Those two ladies right there are extremely happy in that picture.
Yeah.
They're very happy.
They're
very happy they could turn all those kids into activists.
Yeah.
There's a picture of the crowd from the board meeting. It looks like a couple teachers or whatever, women sitting in the crowd, smiling ear to ear with all these kids holding up signs.
Mm-hmm.
District
kids.
lied. FAPE denied. I don't know what that says. Cleveland kids deserve teachers, no layoffs. Okay, so let's just wait for the end, because they bury this right at the end, but there's a very important key, that a little tidbit of information they put at the end.
The Cleveland Board of Ed approved more than 300 layoffs last night over the uproar from hundreds of students, parents, staff, and others who interrupted the meeting in protest. I'm Connor Morris with IdeaStream Public Media. The cuts include 278 educators represented by the teachers union and 35 administrators who work at school buildings.
Who's going to teach all these
kids? Teachers like Katie Fulton will be out of the job by the end of the school year.
Sorry, Katie.
I don't think that cutting teachers who work with students and cutting paras and cutting nurses and cutting people who are actually helping our kids is the way that we should go about saving money.
The layoffs come as Cleveland is set to close 29 school buildings in the fall after years of enrollment loss. Connor Morris, IdeaStream Public Media.
Did you catch it at the end there? I mean, I did put the bell in there, so I hope you did. They're closing 29 schools. I don't think they need as many teachers. I don't think we should. I definitely think we should try to see how I can frame this. She said we shouldn't be cutting teachers that work with kids. What, do we have teachers that don't work with kids? We should definitely get rid of those teachers first.
Well, okay, so they're getting rid of 29 schools and 278. So basically, they're getting rid of not even 10 teachers per school.
Mm-hmm.
This is silly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that doesn't seem like a lot, but there's a lot of these school buildings that have very few students in them.
No, I understand that.
So there could only be 4 or 5 teachers in a school, is what I'm saying.
Oh no, there has to be more.
Well, there's probably more. I'm saying, but they're not closing schools on to have 1,000 kids at it. They're closing schools on to have 130 kids in it.
Right. I get it, but
because they have 29. They're closing 29 buildings.
That's a lot.
I don't know. Sell some of these buildings. You might be able to raise some money. Hey, I don't know.
Are they going to sell them? No way.
No, they haven't.
They're going to knock them down, and then they're going to put a fence around it.
No, they haven't. They've closed down over the years, and they haven't sold. Most of them haven't been sold. They've sold a few of them. I know we've covered a couple of stories where I've read some where they've taken them and made them into like retirement homes because they have a lot of rooms, a lot of hallways, stuff like that. But for the most part, nobody wants to move where these schools are at anyway. So
right.
So there's that. I mean, I think your enrollment in the last 10 or 15 years has been cut in half. You don't need as many students. And I'm thinking you're probably, I mean, where could we find some, like, what if somebody had like $140 million they were just basically wasting? What could we find $140 million that I was just wasting on EV chargers or something? Anyway, that's that. That is that. And that wraps up our...
These teachers are so happy, but they didn't teach the kids how to make a good sign.
No, not at all.
District lied, FAPE denied.
Yeah. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. For a second, I thought it said fate denied, but I think he misspelled it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Don't they know they're supposed to call this Southern Poverty Law Center and get the signs printed for them? Got to really teach them how to do this stuff. It's not very efficient.
Clee kids, something. Oh my goodness.
Cleve kids deserve teachers, no layoffs. That's the one I see.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, that's the gist of it. Your school system is shrinking. So the administrative staff, so they're cutting 278 teachers, but they're cutting like 20 or 30 administrators too, or staffing and nurses and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess if you've got 3 schools, you're combining into one. Do you need 14 nurses at that school? No, you don't. You just need 1 or 2. So there you go. They're cutting because they have to.
Algebra for all, but you fired math teacher. Make it make sense.
The only one. It was the only math teacher in the whole school district. Silly. Anywho, let's move on to, of course, last segment of the day.
We bring good things to life.
Well, Tom, it's been a long fight, but apparently Pearl Jam finally won.
Hell yeah!
Live Nation has lost their lawsuit. Let's hear. Well, yes. Sorry. So Live Nation was sued by a bunch of states for monopolistic things and blah blah blah. So I said, they're still suing them? I go, this hasn't been solved yet? Because I remember when Pearl Jam put up, they kind of canceled a tour because of it wasn't Live Nation at the time. It was Ticketmaster, same company.
Ticketmaster, Kid Rock did the same stuff.
Yeah. Well, a bunch of them did apparently.
Yeah.
So here, let's go way in the Wayback Machine. This goes all the way back to 1994. Pearl Jam in front of Congress. I think this is MTV.
Pearl Jam played Capitol Hill on Thursday as guitarist Stone Gossard and bassist Jeff Ament were at the House of Representatives to begin 3 hours of testimony about Ticketmaster, the giant sports and concert ticket agency. A House subcommittee, spurred by a complaint Pearl Jam recently filed with the U.S. Justice Department, is looking into the way tickets are priced and sold for concerts, sporting events, and other shows. Pearl Jam has accused Ticketmaster of being a monopoly and of using its power to scuttle a summer tour the band had planned, with tickets to sell for a relatively low $18.
$18.
Oh, man, I miss those days.
It's been 32 years. $18.
Remember, a T-shirt was $15.
Yeah. And at the time, Ticketmaster wanted to charge $30, and Pearl Jam was throwing a fit. But yeah, you said it wasn't just Pearl Jam. Here's another clip from it from the same report. Gives you a few more actually comments from the bass player.
Pearl Jam was supported by representatives of REM and Aerosmith, whose manager left no doubt that more than one band is unhappy with Ticketmaster.
All the members of Pearl Jam remember what it's like to be young and not have a lot of money. Many Pearl Jam fans are teenagers who do not have the money to pay $30 or more that it's often charged for tickets today. It is well known in our industry that some portion of the service charges Ticketmaster collects on its sale of tickets is distributed back to the promoters in the venues. It is this incestuous relationship and the lack of any national competition for Ticketmaster that has created the situation we're dealing with today. As a result, our band, which is concerned about keeping the price of its tickets low, will almost always be in conflict with Ticketmaster, which has every incentive to try to find ways to increase the price of the ticket it sells.
Have you heard from other performers on this issue? Are there other bands who are concerned about this? And if so, or individual performers, could you share that with us?
Listen to these.
I think mainly Kelly Curtis, our manager, has been talking to a lot of different people. I know we've gotten a lot of support from Aerosmith and Grateful Dead and Garth Brooks and REM, Neil Young.
Last week, I was with Aerosmith in Italy,
big names,
where the band is currently on tour.
This is a good one.
We were talking about Ticketmaster and how it relates to our concert business. Steven Tyler, Aerosmith's lead singer, said to me, Mussolini may have made the trains run on time, but not everyone could get a seat on that train. That's the problem that Aerosmith and I have with Ticketmaster.
So yeah, those are some big names.
Mm-hmm.
Those were some big names. I always wondered if you get 5 or 6 of the biggest groups in the country to get together, and I would think they could at one point maybe muscle Ticketmaster into changing their policy, but maybe not.
I don't know if it was up to the groups as much as the label.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Groups can say stuff, but the label's the one who's helping them with the tours. Back then, more so, not than now, I think.
And I think they did go on tour, but I think Pearl Jam did it without Ticketmaster, and it was not a good experience. It was hard to do without.
Yeah. Kid Rock did a tour like that where he charged $20 for a ticket.
Yep.
He kept Ticketmaster or Live Nation, I think it was at the time, out of it. But he says he can't do that. He just can't facilitate that, you know?
Yeah. You have to get a whole staff together to kind of run all that stuff. That's kind of the service. Now, this is a good thing. Ticketmaster is a monopoly because I don't think there's any other really ticket organization in the country.
You get bent over hard, man.
But I'm going to have to pee all over your parade because, unfortunately, this was a good ruling. But if you look into the details, it says, among other things, the jury found Ticketmaster anti-competitive practices led to people in 22 states paying an extra $1.72 per ticket. They are going to get paid back $1.72. So, the process and the check is going to cost more than it's worth, but it's going to cost Live Nation $140 million.
I think what Trump did this past year, or was it last year? He signed the what's it called? Executive order.
Yeah, that
they can't. I think Kid Rock was in on this. That they can't.
They charge exorbitant amounts or something.
They can't. They can't double dip. They were because people would buy the ticket. Let's say you're some type of special member, and then they go sell it. Right?
Brokers do this all the time.
Yeah, broker. So and then Live Nation would get a cut of that one too.
Yeah, because they're selling it on their site.
And sometimes there would be 3 or 4 layers of this.
Yep.
And all of a sudden you're paying $500 for a ticket that was originally, $80, which I think is a bigger deal than maybe this at this point.
Mm-hmm. Because prices in general are an issue in a completely unrelated story, which is our next one of good things. Live Nation offering $30 concert tickets. Here's the list. I kind of pulled this really originally because it's just, here's a list of kind of some of the people coming to Blossom in the summer. And then when the Ticketmaster thing came up, so I globbed them together, threw them in here. So yeah, their Live Nation is offering $30 concert tickets. Yeah, you're going to get $30 lawn seats.
Yeah,
at Blossom, which isn't horrible or anything, but it's not like you're going to get a seat. You're not going to get a $30 ticket at an arena.
You're getting in the place.
Yeah, you're getting in the place. And so I looked at this list. There's Black Crowes, Sammy Hagar and Rick Springfield, Paul Simon, Pussycat Dolls, Tim McGraw. Oh, there's the one I was interested in. Evanescence is coming. My daughter's listening to him a little bit.
Cool.
So I went online to see how much tickets are. So if I get a pavilion seat in the back section towards the back, $100.
Right.
Now, if you look on the site, you can see there's places that have, there's a blue dot where available seats and then a red dot with a line or a circle in it. That's a resale. And that's the thing they're talking about. So brokers buy it and then they post it again on Ticketmaster's site as a reseller, and Ticketmaster gets a cut at both.
Yeah. They're breaking in the dough from that stuff.
Yeah. But check out the site check out this list in the show notes because there's some cool Motley Crue, Wu-Tang Clan. If you're into
Billy
Idol. Billy Idol.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Motley Crue. I couldn't.
I don't think I could. I've seen some videos.
Motley. What's it? Vince Neil.
Vince Neil anymore. Him and who's the other guy from?
You know what? Era? Extreme would be kind of cool.
Extreme might be good. I think didn't he try to do something? He may still be a halfway decent singer. They don't have Steve Vai there, do they? It's not Steve Vai, is it? I guess it probably is, huh? Or no, it wasn't Steve Vai. Who was in
Nuno
Extreme? Nuno. That's right. It was Nuno.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah, it was Nuno.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, because I remember. Yeah, he was Nuno. So I guess they're back.
There's the Satch and Vai band coming. Now that's at the Racino. I see.
Oh, they got different. Oh yeah, that's right. Rocket. Oh, they do have some Rocket Arena ones. 5 Second Summer And then Alex Warren, you're going to get $30 tickets. I'm wrong. I guess they do.
Where are you, on the roof or something?
Yeah, exactly. You're outside on the sidewalk listening to a speaker.
Oh my goodness! There's Great White and White Lion. Ooh. I'll tell you what would be a cool show. I just don't like the place, Northfield Park Racino. I don't like. I've seen 2 shows there so far.
Yeah,
and the seats just suck.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't even been. I think I've been there one time. I've never seen a show there.
Boy, I would like to see Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. That's the guitar player from Tom Petty Band.
Oh, cool. Oh, wow. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. So check out the list. Go check them out. I'm thinking about it, but I'm not sure. 12 years old, Evanescence. I'm not sure if that's 11 years old. That's might be.
That's great.
It's not be a bad. Evanescence is a good
at Blossom.
At Blossom.
Cool.
It'd be kind of fun. I'm looking at it. Deciding.
You know what? Has your older daughter ever been to a concert? No.
Nope.
Oh.
No, but
How
it's
old
like,
okay, yeah, I was at a concert by that time.
yeah, so was I.
My first concert was Shana Na.
Mine was
with my parents. I think I was probably. Pardon me?
Def Leppard, I think was my first.
Oh, my first concert on my own with friends was Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, I went with my brother. Def Leppard. Was it Def Leppard or was it?
That's pretty cool.
It might have been Def Leppard, or it might have been Bryan Adams.
Man, that one's not so great. No,
Well,
Brian, he's all right.
It wasn't actually. I think it was Def Leppard, but no, I think it was because the Storm was opening for Bryan Adams, and the Storm had three members from Journey in it. That's why.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Pretty good band. They didn't have the singer, but they had a drummer, bassist, and keyboardist.
And there's some good shows here. People check this link out. Yeah, they even have the House of Blues there. I don't see one I would go to, but I'm sure there's something for everyone.
Looks that way. So check
Except
it out.
me.
And I hear the doorbell, Tom.
Oh, the cable guy's
Cable
here.
guy's here just in time. The fiber guy is not a cable. He's a fiber guy. I don't insult him. Call him a cable guy. The fiber guy. So he's here, and that's time for it's our cue to go. That's it for the show. I appreciate everybody listening. Thank you very much. Share the show with your friends. CrookedRivercast.com, CrookedRivercast@gmail.com. Send us an email. Tell us what any shenanigans in your area, and we appreciate you listening. Talk to you next week.
Peace.